Howdy guys, Nintendo Capri Sun here, welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright. Sorry this episode isn't starting exactly in the last place as the last one was. So all I did was press A one time in between episodes, I didn't mean to. So I thought I was just syncing my Wiimote, but it was already synced, and so... Anyway, but nothing happened, it basically just showed the courtroom going blah 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 blah. And then cut to the judge, and here we are. So he's saying now then, so here we go. What is she gonna do now? He's done threatening her, but right there in front of a court. But Mr. Edgy, you know all I've done these past 2 years? Yes, and you know what? I don't care. I can't quit you. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Guy. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. That's right, you're under oath with that perfect O. And if you don't tell the truth, you'll never have an O again. Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Oh man, don't get me all choked up here now. Seriously? I just played To the Moon, wasn't that enough? Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Gant. Everything hinges. $500,000 in the World Series aims on this pitch. Yes. Blow the whistle on his ass, man. Seriously. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. No. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago, all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Are you sure? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But your motivation is different, that's the thing. You definitely were doing it to protect your sister. Huh. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. But what if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. Oh boy. Well, here we go. It's like the post-boss fight now. I worked alongside Gant for years. Hold it! No, you didn't! You worked for me! No. How many years? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years. Holy crap. So you're 29 now, sucks to be you. Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good, coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective. That's why I did him. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I wonder if she has a breakdown animation. Jeez. I kinda hope not, but, yeah. And I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. This is rough. Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. It's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep! That's why I couldn't forgive him. Ugh, it's a good story, I must say. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. I'm a strong woman. I don't need no man. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? 2 men on top of each other. I was jealous. Alright. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. Yeah, in your bra. Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. Yeah. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Drake? Dark? You want to say Drake. If that's so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. But then why was it broken? All just to protect me. So when you found a scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. Okay, you broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, and then moved the body. That makes sense. Okay. Still, though. You planted the tip of what? And then you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that? You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. Not to mention your other... Never mind. My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. I did like the knife. But why did you do that? Come now, Mr. Wright, even you should be able to figure it out. Yeah, because she was trying to make it look like Dark did it. You can't handle the truth! We live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Judgy Poo? I have a greater responsibility than you could possibly fathom. You weep for Joe Dark and you curse the prosecutors. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know. That Joe Dark's death, while tragic, probably saved lives. And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline! I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I would rather you just said thank you, and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you're entitled to. Sorry about that, guys. I should have stopped a little sooner than that, maybe. For the most part here, we're in the same place we were before. Lana's, you know, basically admitted she did the knife thing. Put Joe Dark's knife into the body. Broke it off in there. Well, probably broke it off on the floor and then put the tip in there. I don't think she actually broke it off in there. The body would be too... what is the word even? It would be too, trying to like talk and scroll through this at the same time. It's ridiculous. The body would be too fleshy to break the knife off. Anyway, beside the point. Yeah, right here. It's the whole thing. Dang, I keep doing that, going to the end of the dialogue, and then, like, getting this here, and I'm gonna start over. Doing that by accident. So one of these statements has the whole, it's just a matter of finding out which one it is. Shoot. I feel like there was something else I was gonna say, but... Because I was gonna present the knife until she said this about deliberately breaking the knife and planting the tip in. Now that makes sense. Well, the motivation was to get Dark convicted to have nothing to do with Emma. So here's the thing, though. He wrote Emma's name on the vase. So, that's the only angle I can think to go with here. There's not much else. Objection! Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement? Uh-oh. Not sure I follow. It clearly, contradicts the, I thought... Oh. You don't sound very convinced, Mr. Wright. Yikes. The only question, though, is... Did I present the wrong evidence, or did I present it on the wrong statement? That's the problem. Dude, I just did it again! Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Looks like she's turned her back in. Gotta get Lana to talk more. Wait, he said I gotta get Lana to talk more. Do I need to, like, ask the other question? Because at some point it asked me 2 questions, or it gave me 2 answers. It gave me 2 questions to ask. When was that? I think it was this one? No, because he was asking about did she move the body or... Blah, 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 blah. I broke off the tip of Dark Side plant inside. Yeah, this one. Here we go. You planted the tip of the knife and then moved the body? Why? Why would you do that? You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad. Here we go. Okay, yeah, why did you move the body? Maybe we can get some more dialogue here. It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? That's true. Like, what did that have to do with anything? It wouldn't have mattered where the body was if the only reason she was doing it was to cover for... well, you know what I'm trying to say. Alright. The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Really? I'm just making sure I got these, like, in the right order. Because sometimes it puts these statements, like, in the middle of the thing. Okay, but how exactly did they? Like, oh, the pieces of the jar would implicate Emma, wouldn't they? Because they would, you know, prove that, like, you know, there would be no reason for them to, like... Because if it was just a stabbing, the jar wouldn't have fallen. But because it did fall... it proves that, like, someone got knocked away, that more happened than just a stabbing, and she doesn't want people to think that. This gives me an idea for a business. Necro Expedia for all your body-moving needs. When you come to think of it, that's really all the real Expedia does, is move bodies. They just use planes and rental cars and hotels. Well, hotel storage, body storage. Just shows you how grim... I don't know, grim, I don't know the word, something about... Ugh. I'm not saying it's all pointless, but it sure made... I sure just made it sound that way, didn't I? It's weird, because the whole point of the jar shattering is basically to say, hey, something happened over here, I shattered, so that proves that. So, obviously she had to get rid of it. You know, if she was going to pass off this idea that the body, that it all happened on her side of the office. So what she's trying to tell us now is that she wasn't covering for Emma, but we know that she was. But the thing is, the jar has Emma's name on it, and I swear, I'm saying this from the beginning, that that was the problem. Maybe this is where I present it. Okay, here we go. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that heinous crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? Yeah, that. If that truth's to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been useless. Even so, I'm compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. Uh-oh. She doesn't want me to find a contradiction, though, because she knows that, like, what... Because who knows what Gant will do if she doesn't successfully get him off the hook. That's right. They're kind of... Boom. Oh, really? I thought he could have just written it on the one piece, but well, that's true too. Yeah, I did kind of wonder about that, because if his body was impaled on the sword, still standing up, you know, he couldn't have reached all the way to the floor, you know, where the shattered pieces were to write the message. But at the same time, like, the jar was on the shelf, it seemed like it was too far from the statue. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe. Ugh. Something critical. Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. Uh-oh. Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. And if Gant comes in here after you, we'll stop him. We're a couple of football players here. We got broad shoulders. We can stop his ass. Oh boy. Jar and message in blood. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. Is it possible there's more to the message? Because that kind of... Oh my gosh. Wouldn't be great if that was the truth. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Here we go again. She says, I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. Okay. So the jar was already broken. It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier. It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case. But not as feeble as the judge's judgment. Oh, burn. You were an ace detective. You were an Ace Ventura is what you were. who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces? Normally I would have. But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. I'm brainstorming here. Okay, it's just... So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar. Well, even if she did know it, she could have deliberately broken it herself. To try to hide it, that's what I'm thinking. But... if I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust. Well, that helps my case. It seems you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was. Yeah, because Gant was coming off that elevator pretty soon. If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry. I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came. This is rather shocking. I can't do any funny voices here because, like, to be safe, I wiped away the blood. Yeah, alright, had to do that. With a washcloth. I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. Whatever do you mean? If you really thought Dark had killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done in that situation? Yeah, I guess. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. But how could you see with the power out? Should have been pitch black in that office. That's the other thing I was thinking about, is was that going to come up? But since I didn't have any evidence about the power outage, I was sure I wouldn't have to be the one to bring it up, so... Not really. You didn't get the biggest piece, Okay, let's get this. So you illegally rearranged the crime scene. Yes, I don't have any excuse for my actions. Well, let's hope so. Yeah. Or to the top of it, such as the case may be. No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office. More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony. Her sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. Be safe, I wiped away the... See, the thing is, if she had noticed the blood on the jar, wouldn't she notice that it said her sister's name? Or was it too dark to see that? That might have been the thing. And plus, if she saw that the blood said her name, then that's all the more reason for her to want to wipe it off. You know what goes along with the whole thing of her not wanting to... have her sister get accused of something. Or what about this? We still haven't done anything with this. This was in the locker along with the last piece of the vase, right? She did say something. What did she say about, like... Fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all, but you didn't get them all. So either you did, or because Gant had one of them. But how do I can't present just that piece, but I can present the other thing that was in the locker with that piece. Okay, I have 3 strikes. I think I'm gonna try this, but I sure don't know. Let me look back at the... Okay, that was close enough that he could have left the message with the jar still intact. Even though she's insisting that it broke. I still want to say that there's like more to the message than what we've seen, but maybe... something, maybe we should spray the luminol on the message to find out. I'm gonna try this. Your Honor, that statement is crap. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to open my mouth. Please don't take away my thing. I didn't say anything yet. Oh, boy. Yeah, gotcha. Whoops, that didn't go so well. No, it didn't. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. But we know that she didn't. Either that, or we know that at some point later on, she gave one of them to Gant. Last time I presented the thing on this, right? The leather cloth. Because it was in the locker with the vase. Do I need to present the vase again? Because I presented this shit like 3 times now. It just doesn't seem like I would have to present it a 3rd time, but maybe. Because I don't know what else. I think it's worth a shot. Because maybe I was on the right track. I've usually been on the right track with these pretty closely. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? I have to start over, right? Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. Yep. We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the Chief's safe? She didn't know? That's right, she didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. So that's not even the blood that she was trying to wipe away. Yeah. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up. Oh! Why is my DVR recording? Dude, my DVR is recording. I don't even know what it's recording, but it's recording something. The 6:15 p.m. I'm gonna have to check that out. Chief Gant got there before you. Actually, that would make sense. If she thought she got all the pieces, then she didn't actually miss one. Because he took it out before she got there. Yeah, she could have missed a piece. But objection. I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day eating caviar, looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. Oh, that. Wait a minute. Oh my god. Did Chief Gant write her name? Dude. If it turns out that Chief Gant wrote Emma's name on that vase, then he is even sicker than I ever could have imagined. The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Huh. Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? No!